Today we are going to discuss about the relation between moment of inertia and rotational kinetic energy. In the previous class we have already discussed moment of inertia. Moment of inertia means the inertia property of a rotating body, due to which a rest body always tries to keep its state of rest, or a rotating body always to try to keep its state of rotation in the absence of external rotating force, or we may call that rotating force as torque. If quantitatively we are discussing moment of inertia, then it is denoted by I, and I equal to m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 square plus mn rn square for a system consists of n number of particles. We know a body having mass m, and when it rotates we are finding its linear velocity as well as its angular velocity. So we may calculate here at first what is the rotational kinetic energy and what is the relation between moment of inertia and rotational kinetic energy. So for this case we are taking a rigid body consists of n number of particles, masses m1, m2, m3, m4, mn, rotating about axis y dash and situated at distances r1, r2, r3 up to rn. Velocity v1, v2, v3 up to how much? Vn. If v1, v2, v3 up to vn are the velocity of the constituent particles, then we know v equal to r omega. Already we have discussed when a body rotating about an axis, this is your axis, then its angular velocity omega remains constant. So the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity is v equal to r omega. Now for first particle velocity is r1 omega, for second particle velocity is r2 omega, up to for nth particle the velocity is rn omega. We know the formula of kinetic energy Ek equal to half mv square. So for first particle Ek1 equal to half m1 v1 square equal to half m1 r1 square omega time square. Similarly Ek2 equal to half m2 r2 square omega square. Ek3 half m3 r3 square omega square. Ekn equal to half mn rn square omega square. So total kinetic energy of rigid body about axis of rotation, how much? E rotational. First of all we will calculating what? Rotational kinetic energy. How much? Ek1 plus Ek2 plus Ek3 plus up to Ekn equal to half, common taken common, m1 omega square also taking common, m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus dot mn rn square. This is the formula of rotational kinetic energy of a rigid body. But m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus dot mn rn square equal to how much? Moment of inertia I. So E rotational equal to how much? Half I omega square. This is the relation between rotational kinetic energy and moment of inertia. Now we will discuss radius of gyration. What is the meaning of radius of gyration? All of you remember. Radius of gyration is nothing but this is a distance. This is what? Distance. Which type of distance? Drawn from center of mass of rigid body to the axis of rotation. All of you remember? Radius of gyration is a distance drawn code को जेन drawn हबो center of mass to the axis of rotation. तुम पचरा कहीं की draw करूचे? Where if moment of inertia is calculated, then it has same value as that of moment of inertia of whole body. टोटाल बॉडी रो मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया बाहर करवा जहाँ रेडियस ऑफ गायरेशन को डिस्टेंस नहीं कि सेंटर ऑफ मास पॉइंट रे गोटे रिजिड बॉडी रो मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया बाहर करवा से एटा जदि हम रिजिड बॉडी एटा होची तार सेंटर ऑफ मास पॉइंट एठी तले रिजिड बॉडीटा रोटेट करिवो एक्सिस चारि पाखरे तले ए जो डिस्टेंसटा हमें नबा एटा को आर न नै कि हमें कहबा के कोन radius of gyration. এটা হলো আমরা rigid body. Radius of gyration. তাহলে আমি কেমন ডিফাইন করিবা না radius of gyration আমি কোটি পাইবা না গোটে rigid body রে পাইবা এটা গোটে কোন ডে না ডিসটেন্স কোঠারো না from center of mass of the body to the axis of rotation such that if a body rotate about center of mass, then the moment of inertia about center of mass is equal to moment of inertia of whole body. Total body naba body ra number of particles एमती m1 m2 m3 mn नेकरी हम तले moment of inertia बाहर करिबा फार्मूला कोन हबो I equal to m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 square plus dot dot mn rn square. If m1 equal to m2 equal to m3 equal to m मन कर सब पार्टिकल मास समान ताले I केते जीवो I equal to m कॉमन नहीं गले r1 square plus r2 square plus r3 square plus up to rn square equal to m n गोटे मल्टीप्लाई करिबा r1 square plus r2 square plus r3 square up to rn square divided by n. Then I equal to n la number of particle, m la mass of each particle. Total mass is taken as m. r1 square plus r2 square plus r3 square up to rn square divided by how much? n. If k is the radius of gyration, this is the distance, then the moment of inertia of center of mass is I equal to mk square. By comparing above two equations mk square equal to m into r1 square plus r2 square plus r3 square plus up to rn square by n. M cancel, so the formula of k is r1 square r2 square r3 square plus up to rn square by n. This is the formula of radius of gyration and its basic concept is it gives the distance from center of mass to the axis of rotation, such that about this distance, if moment of inertia is calculated, then this moment of inertia is equal to the moment of inertia of whole body. If I taking the formula of k, then we may easily call I equal to mk square, that implies k square equal to I by m, that implies k equal to root over of I by m. That means radius of gyration depends on moment of inertia of the body and mass of the body about center of mass. Or we may anotherly define as k is equal to square root of mean of square of distances of square root of mean of square of distances of constituent particles of the body from axis of rotation. Moment of inertia having dimension and unit how much? M1, L2, T0 and unit mr square kg into meter square. Similarly, radius of gyration having unit meter or centimeter and dimension m0, L1, T0. This is all about your moment of inertia and radius of gyration of a rigid body while rotating about an axis of rotation. To calculate the moment of inertia of different rigid body, we will discuss two theorems. There are two theorems of moment of inertia. Number one, perpendicular axis theorem. Number two, parallel axis theorem. Number one, perpendicular axis theorem. Perpendicular axis theorem means if you are taking a rigid body and discussing an axis passing through its center perpendicular to its plane, then we are applying, if this is the axis of the rigid body, axis of rotation. This is our what? Rigid body. And here, if the axis is passing through its center and perpendicular to its plane, then we apply perpendicular axis theorem. So, according to perpendicular axis theorem, the moment of inertia of a rigid body about an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to its plane is equal to sum of moment of inertia of other two axes, sum of moment of inertia of other two axes passing through its center and both are lying in the plane of the rigid body, and all the three axes are intersecting at one point. That means if this is your rigid body and y dash is the axis of rotation which is passing through center of the body and perpendicular to its plane, then moment of inertia about axis of rotation is taken as, let Iy. So another two axes present, let another axis is x dash and z dash. lies in the plane of the lamina. Then according to perpendicular axis theorem, Iy equal to Ix plus Iz. This is your perpendicular axis theorem. The moment of inertia of a rigid body about an axis passing through its center perpendicular to its plane is equal to the sum of moment of inertia of other two axes. These two axes lies along the plane of the lamina and all are intersecting at one point. तीनटा जाक axis गोटे पॉइंट देकी पास करते ताले जो एक्सिसटा ए लामिना को परपेंडिकुलर होइतिबो तार मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया आमे अदर दुईटा एक्सिस रो मोमेंट ऑफ इनर्शिया रो सम सहित समान एटा को आमे प्रूव करबे माने कर एटा ला हमर रिजिड बॉडी दिस इज द एक्सिस ऑफ रोटेशन passing through center. This is another axis x dash. This is our axis of rotation. Axis of rotation passing through. This is the main concept. If the axis passing through center of body and perpendicular to its plane, then we must apply perpendicular axis theorem. So in order to discuss the formula of Iy, first we will taking the particle. Let one particle is P situated at distance y. This is the distance x from the axis of rotation, and at a distance r. Then from figure, r square equal to how much? X square plus y square. So if this is r square equal to x square plus y square, and y dash is the axis passing, let that axis z dash. Let z dash is the axis passing through center, through the center and perpendicular to the plane. Then the moment of inertia about z axis is how much? I. How much distance is r? Iz equal to m r square equal to m into x square plus y square equal to m x square plus m y square. Moment of inertia about x axis is how much? m y square. Moment of inertia about y axis is m x square. That implies Iz equal to Ix plus Iy. This proves moment of inertia of a rigid body by applying perpendicular axis theorem. Now we will discuss parallel axis theorem. When an axis is parallel to the rigid body, then we may apply parallel axis theorem. That means this is your rigid body, this is the axis through which a body rotates. Then in this case we apply parallel axis theorem. So what is parallel axis theorem? According to parallel axis theorem, the moment of inertia of a rigid body about any axis, this is any type of axis, that may be inside the body or may be outside the body, can be calculated by applying parallel axis theorem. So according to this theorem, the moment of inertia about PQ axis is equal to moment of inertia about RX axis plus distance between two parallel axes. Since these two axes are parallel to each other, so we may apply parallel axis theorem. When we are calculating the moment of inertia of a rigid body about any axis, first of all we draw another axis passing through its center of mass. Then the distance between two parallel axes is taken, and by taking the sum of moment of inertia about center of mass and product of mass of the body with square of their perpendicular distance between two parallel axes, we have find parallel axis theorem. So what is the statement? Now the moment of inertia of a rigid body about any axis, the moment of inertia of a rigid body about any axis is equal to its moment of inertia about a parallel axis. We draw a parallel axis through its center of mass plus Mishana, the product of mass of body and square of perpendicular distance between two parallel axes. Mathematically, we will prove here IPQ equal to IRS, or we may called ICM plus MD square. This is your parallel axis theorem. So in order to prove this, first we will draw a rigid body. This is the axis. This is the another axis passing through center of mass point. This is the position of a particle of rigid body. This is PQ. This is your axis of rotation. Our aim is to calculate moment of inertia about PQ axis. So we draw another axis passing through its center of mass. The distance between two axes is D. This distance is x. So total distance is x plus d. Now if P is the particle, then moment of inertia of the whole body about PQ axis, IPQ equal to sum over m into distance how much? X plus d square. Sum over m into x square plus d square plus 2xt equal to sum over mx square md square plus sum over 2m x d. But sum over mx square equal to how much? IRS or ICM. Sum over md square equal to sum over m into d square equal to md square. Sum over 2mxt equal to 2d sum over mx equal to 2d into 0 equal to 0. All of you remember, the body can balance itself about its center of mass such that sum of product of moment of mass becomes how much? 0. Hence, moment of inertia about IPQ equal to ICM plus MD square. This proves your Carnot-Lewis theorem. Different rigid body has different value of moment of inertia about different axis. If you are taking the case of a ring, moment of inertia of ring about an axis, if this is your ring, about an axis passing through center perpendicular to its plane, moment of inertia how much? All of you remember I equal to mr square. If the axis of rotation passing through its center and perpendicular to its plane. Similarly, if you are taking an axis about its diameter, then moment of inertia of ring changes half mr square. All of you only remember. If we are taking an axis about the tangent in its plane, then moment of inertia of the ring becomes 3/2 mr square. Similarly, about an tangent perpendicular to the plane of the ring, it dash equal to 2 mr square. These are the moment of inertia of ring about different axis of rotation. Similarly, if you are taking the moment of inertia of uniform circular disc, uniform circular disc about an axis passing through center perpendicular to its plane, then I equal to half mr square. About diameter, ID equal to 1/4 mr square. About a tangent, 5/4 mr square. About a tangent perpendicular to plane, 3/2 mr square. Also, we are calculating the radius of gyration. We know I equal to how much? Mk square. So, by comparing these two, half mr square equal to mk square. Cancelled. R square by 2 equal to k square. So, k equal to how much? R by root 2. Similarly, if we are discussing the moment of inertia of rod, then for rod, about an axis passing through its center perpendicular to its plane. This is the rod axis passing through center perpendicular to plane. Then moment of inertia is 1/12 ml square. Similarly, about an axis passing through one end of the rod. This is the axis passing through one end of the rod. I equal to 1/3 ml square. These are all about the moment of inertia of different rigid body. Now we will discuss the concept of torque. All of you remember torque is nothing but rotational force. The force due to which a body can rotate. That means we may simply define as turning effect of force is called torque. Closing or opening a window or door, closing a bottle, tip of a bottle, or closing or opening a screw. For this case, we are using a rotational force. That rotational force due to which a body rotates is known as torque. All of you remember, it is denoted by tau. Tau equal to force into perpendicular distance. Perpendicular distance, where perpendicular distance arise? If this is your rigid body. This is in this body, let the body rotate about this axis. This is your axis of rotation. Then here let we apply force. Then this point is known as point of application of force. Application of force. Now we draw the perpendicular distance. Let the perpendicular distance, this distance must be perpendicular in nature. So the line, this line passing through point of application is known as line of action. The distance between axis of rotation and line of action must be perpendicular. If these two distances are perpendicular, then we are finding torque. So the formula of torque is tau equal to F into D. This is the concept of torque. This much today.